Hi, friends. So, today I want to discuss how I've been working very hard for the past few months on examining how I can be a very controlling person in certain situations or with certain people. And this is great because it's helping uncover a lot of ways in which instead of collaborating with the other person or with the situation, I tend to become more impositional and really sort of jump in saying, "This is what we should do," or "Here's the solution," or things like that. Really examining this very, very carefully so I can build relationships as opposed to make things go faster or feel like I always know better. And in doing so, and this has been, a few months long process where I've settled on, and that feels good, is I can categorize my life as I live it into two parts. And this is again my brain trying to simplify things. I'm sure there's more than two parts. The two parts that I feel are very significant in that everything can be put into these two categories. The first one is awareness, and then the second one is a distraction. So, for example, sometimes when I'm not paying attention and when I'm not in awareness, I am quite easily just scrolling through my phone, going back to the same apps over and over. I mean, there's nothing new there from like a second ago. Maybe going through videos that are just nonsensical that other people made that I'm just kind of sort of scrolling through, almost like a unconscious passing of time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Perhaps sometimes my brain is just overworked, overstimulated, just needs a break. And so all of this is totally okay. Looking at TV shows that don't really add anything to my life. Something as simple as ruminating thoughts. I've talked about binge eating in the past where I do binge eat. Maybe that's part of that same distraction. Now, if I was to just take a step back and realize this is a distraction and tell myself, okay, this is a distraction. There's no judgment here. There's no, I need to do something different. I'm being bad, or there's just none of that criticism. It's just an awareness of I'm being distracted. I'm distracting myself. I'm taking a class by this lady named Sharon Salzberg. I'm sure many of you are very aware of her. And one of the terms she uses is compassionate witness to ourselves and to others. So it's almost like I'm trying to be a compassionate witness of the fact that I'm distracted. Now, the awareness bucket is super cool. And as much as I'd love to live here, we go between distraction and awareness. And I find a lot of times I'm more distracted than aware because awareness, it takes me out of autopilot and I really have to pay attention, so to speak. And some of the things that sit in the awareness bucket is the first one being, for me anyways, I'm sure you can make your own lists. I'd like to be very aware of how I take care of my physical body. So if you really think about it as humans, the one thing that we are stewards of, that we've been given this physical body to take care of, we are the only ones who, in all honesty, fully take care of our physical body. We might get help from physical trainers, physicians, nurses, family, friends, but the actual responsibility of taking care of our body is our own. And so I've become very aware of this fact of there's an awareness around what do I eat, how much do I move, am I doing a little bit of strength training, am I flexible as I get older? All of those kind of things are sort of top on mind is how am I taking care of my physical body? And of course, a lot of mental capacity, emotional training, how am I spiritually like sort of winding down, keeping myself peaceful, lowering that heart rate, all those things come into the physical body as well. The second one is building relationships. So this is a big one for me. I build relationships easily. I think maybe halfway through or somewhere along the way, that controlling nature comes in, where I really want to become someone who is, imposing what I think is right on other people as compared to just leaving it open. And it varies to degrees with different people. So it's not always a cut and dry as well. But I'm trying to be very aware of how am I building relationship. You cannot build relationship if you always impose. So I'm learning to co-create. I'm learning to ask questions such as, how can we build this together? How does this look to you? Or even sort of bringing a vulnerability. I mean, power and being extremely impositional does not come with vulnerability. It actually takes vulnerability away from myself and from others. So really bringing in that piece of, I need help with this, or I am unable to decide. Can you help me decide? Or what works for you? And these are not common statements for someone like me. I often sort of know quite quickly what I want. I'm quick to decide, and I'm expecting the same from others. And if they're not doing it for themselves, then I'm jumping in and doing it for them. And so this has been wonderful to sort of live in this space of, I'm distracted, I'm aware. I'm distracted, I'm aware. And again, it really helps me in my journey of understanding controlling versus collaborating with myself as well as with others. So I urge you, anything that I may have said today, does any of this resonate with yourself, the way you live your life? Are you finding that you allow other people to control you? Do you control others? Do you bring a lot of vulnerability into your life? Or do you tend to be the one who is in power all the time? Really great things to examine. Have a great day.